This is former WWE and TNA Impact superstar Mike Knox, a.k.a. Nux. You are listening to The Final Count. Keep it tuned. Hey everybody, Anthony Corelli here, formerly known as Santino Morella. You are listening to The Final Count.
This is former WWE superstar Victor, and you are listening to The Final Count.
Welcome to The Final Count. Here is your host, Rymode Mosley, and your co-host, the 502 Ace, Bryan Dixon.
What's up? Wow, what an introduction right there. Hey, that's the first time we've aired the introduction live right here. Well, not live, but right here on the edition of the video version edition. And so that's pretty awesome.
Yes, very, very cool.
Yeah, I'm excited for this. I'm excited for what else we have to be able to show and talk about at the end of the show here this week. It's great to be back. It's great to be back off of a awesome episode with Luke Curtis a week before last week.
Certified Luke Curtis. But not only certified Luke Curtis, but the CEO of Ohio Valley Wrestling. That is none other than Ed Payer. Again, we thank them for coming on the show. And we are looking forward to next month's guest. I mean, it was such a great episode. Like, when that episode drops, you guys have to watch it.
Yes.
The same with the Get Bundles episode. Yeah, it is on Facebook. The Get Bundles episode is on Facebook. And Josh Ashcraft.
Yes.
So you guys never know who's going to pop up around here. So
and to Get and Josh are also on YouTube already.
Weird.
We'll be getting that episode from the week before last up, featuring Ed Payer and Certified Luke Curtis here soon. So be on the lookout for that. It is coming. Just bear with me. We're doing a lot of editing and everything. We'll get that editing. Up there. Yeah, editing. We'll get that up there. And we're working on some shorts. I don't know if you've checked out our TikTok within the last day or two.
It's all down below right there, guys.
Yeah, follow down below. Yes, we got the TikTok ever so slowly but surely being updated here and there, as well as Instagram is going to be to follow, and YouTube as well. And so we're just boom. Stuff's coming. Just bear with us. We are also getting out to different shows coming up. Like, we've already been getting out to different shows.
Yep.
If you missed earlier this month, I had to think about it. We were at actually, no, it was last month, right?
Last month.
Yeah, it was last month. If you missed last month, we were over at Grindhouse. And actually, I didn't send this to you, but I'm going to send this to you right quick and see if we can't get this to play. We had a little certain someone from Grindhouse.
Oh, yeah, we did, didn't we?
That sent us, or that not sent us, but actually gave us a shout out
for us.
It gave a plug for us, and if I can find that, I'm gonna get that to you. Actually, I have it right here, so I'm gonna get that sent to you, and we're gonna actually play that for everyone on YouTube to be able to see here.
Yep.
So just bear with us, everyone. I know this is recording, but still bear with us. This is a in the moment thing, as we're just getting started on this episode, and so pretty awesome stuff going on this episode today. As you're watching this on Saturday, as this debuts, and then next week we got a big show. it is that time of the year again. Next Saturday, a week from today, is WWE SummerSlam. The biggest party of the summer is next Saturday. So next week's episode will strictly be our SummerSlam predictions. And you never know who might show up on this show. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Would you like for me to play that video? I currently have it uploaded.
If we got the video ready to play, let's play that.
So without further ado, let's play this video for you guys. Wonder who it could be.
I wonder.
Let's find out.
Yeah.
Hi everybody, my name's Berto, and this is my service animal, Hippo, with our good friend Eric. Eric, and you're here listening and watching the Final Count podcast. Yay!
What?
Wow.
Berto and Hippo?
Berto and Hippo. Oh my goodness. Wow, how cool.
Man.
We'll get into a little bit later where you can see Berto and Hippo coming up coming up Sunday. So actually tomorrow.
We have a lot of action-packed shows to share with you guys later on in the podcast here.
We really do. We really do. But without further ado, first of all, I want to just say, and I hope you don't mind me saying this, congratulations on the new job.
Thank you.
Congratulations on the new job. And just, it's summertime. It's the biggest time of the year, the best time of the year, the hottest time of the year.
Oh, yeah.
If you're in Kentucky like we are. Kentucky weather, as we like to say, or as I like to say at least, Kentucky people like to say it. Kentucky weather is bipolar. You never know what you're going to get in one day. You can get all 4 seasons in one day. You can get winter
in the morning,
summer, spring,
and
fall.
then spring in the midday, summer in the evening.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, it'd be like 68 degrees to like 98 degrees. I'm like, seriously, I'm just trying to work.
Exactly. Luckily, I get to work from home, so I don't really have to necessarily deal with that.
Well, at least new job. I'm not out 12 hours a day in it anymore, so that's a plus.
Exactly. So it's all good. And with this new job, I'm so excited to see that you'll be able to have more time on your hands as far as
I say, you know what that means, right?
Make the money, getting the shows, yeah, of course.
Getting the shows, meeting the fans, getting more interviews, getting more stuff like Berto and Hippo. You never know who's gonna pop up, man.
Exactly. You never know where we might show up. We might show up even, just at some type of fun event. It doesn't really necessarily have to be wrestling related. It could be, hey, Louisville Bats. Go to Louisville Bats game.
Who knows? You might see me.
Meet the final count at your local pool. I don't know.
I plan on coming back to Ohio Valley when it opens. So
yes.
It's been almost a year and a half since I've been there.
That's a year and a half since you've been. Wow.
Well, a year and a half too long.
Yeah, I can say it was a long time.
Put it this way: it was when they first did the first set of renovation. So about a year
before then.
Yeah, it was like one show before that. It's when they just put the stage up because I talked to Daniel Spencer, and that's when they put the stage up, and that's the last time I was there.
Oh my!
Yeah. So I'm excited to go back.
Definitely. I know, as the summer is winding down, there's a lot to look forward to. Of course, I know with kids, if you're a kid out there, you're watching. Unfortunately, you got school coming up. School's about to start. So with all you kids out there watching and listening, just hope that you, have a good school year that's coming up here. Definitely. Here's an idea. Maybe we could eventually do something like a backpack giveaway or something like that. That'd be pretty cool to do. Some type of, just not necessarily saying that we are going to do that this year, but maybe in the future do some type of thing. I don't know. We're just looking at different ideas, just brainstorming off the top of my head right now, even. But let's get into what we are here to talk about. We are here to talk about wrestling. And
just another thing as I'm thinking about it. I'm sure as a wrestling fan, a lot of people love wrestling video games. Me, I've got my hands on a few wrestling video games lately. Two. 2K, WWE 2K23, and WWE 2K24. I'm loving that. I am loving it.
I haven't played them.
If you haven't played it, oh my gosh, you got to get your hands on it. And then another game, AEW. I forget the name of it now. The AEW video game. And that's sad that I can't remember the name of it, but I guess not. I guess it's not that sad. The graphics on that thing are not the best at all. Fight
Forever.
Yeah, the graphics on that thing are not the best at all. I played it maybe once or twice, and I'm like, I can't do this. I can't.
And who knows? That may be their first and only video game.
Yeah,
because they don't have the developers and stuff like WWE does. Like nowhere close.
They're not even. Their game was not even near as good as TNA's original game was.
I like TNA, the Impact game.
The TNA Impact game, yes, that game was freaking amazing. It's freaking amazing. And I haven't played that game in years, but I loved that game. Yeah, TNA blows AEW's game out of the water by far. But yeah, something else. Another video game. Speaking of OVW, OVW is actually part of a video game.
Yep.
I forget the name of it off the top of my head, but they're part of a video game. Then there's another game coming out with featuring a bunch of different indie wrestlers. I believe it's called Virtual Basement, or that's who it's by.
Yeah, Grimm's Toy Show and a bunch of them's on it.
Yes, that should be pretty exciting.
Grimm himself is on it.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
and a bunch of legends are on it as well, and
it looks pretty cool.
GTS wrestlers are on there, are going to be on there, and that's been in development for a while. And I like that that's still in development because that shows you that they're taking time and working on the details of this. So I love that. Like I said, so every once in a while we want to kind of not just talk about shows, but talk about different, maybe wrestling from the past. Maybe, share about meet and greets and stuff, and our experiences as far as meet and greets and whatnot. Just kind of different things that we can talk about besides just wrestling shows like Raw, SmackDown.
We want to get into doing the vlog channel too. Like we haven't been, because with my last job, not to go back and change subjects, but with my last job, I really couldn't get out and do nothing, working 12 hours a day, get home and it's dark. But with this job now, I see us getting out and doing a lot more.
Definitely. And I found out
the vlog channel. So
yes, found out, speaking of shows, mark this out on your calendar. AEW is coming back to Lexington on September 11th. So they're coming back to Lexington, Kentucky, Rupp Arena on September 11th. This has got to be my first AEW show. I'm going to make that happen. And as I told you last night, or 2 nights ago, as we're recording this last night, but as you're watching this, I told Bryan 2 nights ago that I have bought myself a TNA first row for TNA Impact coming up in August, on August 31st. That is also the day of a show that we'll be mentioning a little bit later. And so support both shows. I mean, hey, it's wrestling. But getting into SmackDown here from last week, we have SmackDown kicked off with an in-ring segment. The undisputed WWE champion Cody Rhodes, he comes out and he asks the crowd, what do they want to talk about? He says he wants to talk about Randy Orton. Without Randy Orton, Rhodes wouldn't be standing here today as the WWE undisputed champion. He says Rhodes talks about how his guilt after watching Orton get destroyed in front of him last week on SmackDown. Orton isn't his friend; he's Rhodes' brother, and he wouldn't want Rhodes to sit in the ring and wax poetic. Rhodes wants to talk to Solo Sikoa. Rhodes once looked Sikoa in the face and told him he wasn't ready. Sikoa responded by costing Rhodes the title he holds today. A-Town Down Under's music hits, and Rhodes looks confused. Austin Theory comes out, and Austin Theory and Grayson Waller comes out on the ramp, and Theory blames Rhodes for Jacob Fatu attacking him last week. Waller points to Theory's swollen cheek. Rhodes quips that he thought Theory's swollen cheek was from Waller kneeing Theory in the face last week. Waller blames Rhodes for everything that happened. Rhodes attacks Waller and Theory. Waller and Theory toss Rhodes out of the ring, sitting in the front row. Boxing champion Terrence Crawford hands Rhodes a steel chair. Rhodes clears the ring. Then we get a backstage segment, pretty much just kind of setting us up for later in the night, where Rhodes is backstage and he's talking to GM Nick Aldis, and he requests a handicap match, and Aldis says, "No, I'm not going to put you out there in a handicap match, but you can find yourself a tag team partner and a tag team match instead." So later in the night, we're going to have a tag team match between Cody Rhodes and the partner of his choosing versus A-Town Down Under, Grayson Waller, and Austin Theory. So we'll see who Cody Rhodes finds as his partner. Then we have Carmelo. I almost said Kamala. we have Kamala Hayes. We have Carmelo Hayes versus Andrade. Hayes and Andrade trade takedowns and pin attempts. Neither man can keep the other down. Andrade and Hayes trade big boots and drop kicks. Hayes tries to hit a springboard, but Andrade meets him on the ropes. Hayes kicks Andrade's legs out from under him and hits the fadeaway. After the break, Andrade leaves Hayes with a lariat. Andrade and Hayes trade strikes. Andrade lands 2 dragon screws, double knee strikes by Andrade. Hayes kicks out. Hayes escapes a suplex and lands a head scissors facebuster. Kick out by Andrade. Hayes sets Andrade on the top rope. Andrade blocks Hayes, suplex, and knocks him off the top. Andrade lands a double jump moonsault. Hayes kicks out. After a series of reversals, Andrade floors Hayes with a feint elbow, 2 count only. Andrade dives off the top rope into a 48 by Hayes. Andrade kicks out. Hayes avoids nothing but net and hits the for the win. Andrade picks up the win here. Quite a athletic match right there to start off SmackDown.
It was a good match. It was a very good match.
Definitely. I like Carmelo Hayes.
Mm-hmm. I've liked him since the first day I seen him in NXT.
Yeah. Him and Trick Williams. I like him and Trick Williams.
Whoop that trick.
Yeah. Yes. Whoop that trick. Exactly. Then we have Bianca Belair.
Can you speak tonight?
Huh?
Can you speak tonight?
Apparently I can't. We have the Bianca Belair with Jade Cargill versus Chelsea Green. Again, I can't speak tonight. With Piper Niven. Green slaps Belair in the face. Belair slaps Green back. Belair destroys Green with a German suplex. Green avoids Belair's superstar press. Belair continues or counters a big boot. With KOD attempt, Green escapes and rolls Belair up. With a handful of tights, Belair reverses it and pins Green for the win. Bianca Belair picks up the win here. And then we get a appearance on screen, at least, on the Titantron, rather, by the new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, Isla Dawn and Alba Fire. And they're like, hey, we're coming for you. You know, we got your titles. You want them, come get them. So, I mean, it looks like Belair and Jade Cargill are not done with Isla Dawn and Alba Fire. Let me ask you this: do you think that Belair and Cargill are going to get the tag titles back?
It's a possibility, but I don't know if it's going to be like right now, or if it's going to be later down the road. If they're going to have them split and fight each other. Never say never, though.
Yeah, you have to wonder. And I know, back in Money in the Bank, I believe it was Money in the Bank. Yeah, Money in the Bank. That or was it Clash on the Castle? Clash on the Castle is what it was. Clash at the Castle. When they lost the titles to Isla Dawn and Alba Fire, and people thought, well, maybe that Triple H and WWE put the titles on Isla Dawn and Alba Fire because of what happened to, I believe, Alba Fire's mother, I believe it was, and the situation with that and everything. And while that was a tragedy, I hope that's not the reason that they put the titles on them, just to take them off a couple months later. I mean, so I don't know. We'll see. Then we have the United States Championship match contract signing. This is for the upcoming match, which we will talk about more next week on our SummerSlam predictions episode. So GM Nick Aldis is already in the ring. Aldis notes that the challenger signature is already on the contract. Aldis introduces LA Knight. Knight joins Aldis. Yeah. Aldis introduces the United States champion Logan Paul. Logan Paul struts to the ring. Paul doesn't think this match is worth having. Knight notes that he cooks Paul every time they have been face to face. Paul and Knight go back and forth. Paul tells Knight that he hasn't had a significant moment in 20 years, pretending to be The Rock. Which, I mean, you can see that. You can see that. But
he's got a little bit of The Rock, a little bit of Stone Cold in him, but he's still good on the mic.
I was about to say that. Yeah, I can see Stone Cold in him too. Yeah, for sure. But he's made himself stand out from The Rock and Stone Cold. He's made himself stand out to where you can compare him, but he's different too.
Yeah,
he's an individual. Yeah. Knight calls Paul a fraud. Knight jokes that Paul's brother is willing to step in the ring with Mike Tyson, but Paul is too scared to get into the ring with him. LA Knight says he guesses balls don't run in the family. Paul signs the contract. Aldis stands between both men as they shove each other. Paul steps away. Knight turns around and Paul attacks him from behind. Paul loads up a right hand. Knight reverses it and almost hits the BFT. Paul slinks away. So, hey, this match is, and again, we'll talk about it more next week. This match is a match that's been in the coming for a long, long time.
I'm glad it's finally happening.
Yeah, me too. And you have to wonder, in Logan Paul's hometown, is he going to retain, or is this going to be LA Knight's moment? His first championship in WWE, and his first groundbreaking moment.
I don't know. You know how they are in people's hometowns. So
it's true. It's true.
So we shall see.
Yeah, we'll
find out more next week.
Then we have Miss Money in the Bank, Tiffany Stratton with Queen Nia Jax versus Michin. Michin lands a flurry of strikes. Stratton rolls out of the ring and asks for a timeout. Michin chases Stratton. Jax steps in the way. Stratton cheap shots Michin. Cartwheel Alabama slam by Stratton. Michin's head bounces off the floor. After the break, Jax distracts Michin. Stratton lands a rolling senton. Stratton sets up the PME. Bailey appears at ringside, stopping Stratton in her tracks. Jax tries to attack Bailey, but she gets dumped into the timekeeper's area. Bayley hits Jax with Stratton's Money in the Bank briefcase. Bayley stomps the briefcase while Stratton yells at Bayley to stop. Michin rolls Stratton up for the win, and your winner is Michin right here in this match. And I will just say, when Bayley's literally sitting there destroying the Women's Money in the Bank briefcase, you just realize, okay, kayfabe is dead. Kayfabe is literally dead.
It means they're going to come back with a pink briefcase.
Kayfabe is literally dead. I'm like, why are you showing that? I mean, obviously fans know there's nothing in there, but you can have a piece of paper in there or something. You can have something in there.
Contract.
Showing that it's a contract. Instead, it's an empty briefcase, as people knew, but like, seriously? I guess it's the meaning of the briefcase. So, yeah, it just, that kind of like I didn't get that, but I guess that's neither here nor there. Then we have the main event, the undisputed WWE champion Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens versus A-Town Down Under, Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. Theory and Rhodes kick off the match. Rhodes sends Theory carrying to the mat after a kitchen sink. Rhodes and Owens a double team Theory. After a distraction from Waller, Theory cheap shots Rhodes. Waller and Theory work over Rhodes. Rhodes manages to tag in Owens. Owens stomps a mud hole in Waller. Waller rolls out of the ring. Owens floors Theory and Waller with clotheslines, cannonball by Owens. Waller gets his knees up as Owens attempts a swanton. Rolling dropkick by Theory. Combo elbow drop by Theory and Waller. Owens kicks out after the break. Owens tags in Rhodes. Rhodes clears the ring. Waller pulls Theory in the way of a diving Rhodes, who drops Theory with a Cody cutter. Owens drops Waller with a stunner. Rhodes crossroads Theory for the win. And your winners of this match are Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens, who don't get to celebrate very long because after the match, Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, and Tonga Lola walk to the ring. Rhodes lands a dive. Owens and Rhodes try to put Sikoa through the commentary desk. Jacob Fatu appears out of nowhere and saves Sikoa. Fatu lands several running hip attacks on Owens, followed by a diving headbutt. The Bloodline powerbombs Rhodes through the commentary desk. A chair is wrapped around Owens' neck, and he's sent flying into the ring post. The Bloodline poses over Rhodes to close the show. You have to wonder here. They've taken out Randy Orton. The Bloodline has taken out Kevin Owens now. Who else can they take out? Who else are they gonna destroy? I have to believe that Roman Reigns has to come back at SummerSlam.
You know, they just said that Jimmy Uso is finally medically cleared.
I've been thinking that he's going to come back too.
So I see him come back at SummerSlam, and then possibly Roman come back not too far after. Maybe I know SummerSlam is one of the biggest PLEs, but who knows? He might come back. But he was dealing with the death of his father and all that, so
definitely
his comeback was pushed back a little bit. But
yeah, and you know, you have to take also into consideration the leukemia as well, and so that's kind of factors into it as well. But you know, if he's still battling through that, and I know it's said that's a continuational thing, but
they there's been reports that he's still free of that and he's still in remission. Really? So it's none of that. It was he took time off from, you know, basically carrying the company for almost 4 years, and then
exactly
his father passing, which is crazy, but
yeah. For sure. So that's SmackDown for last week. Let's jump over to Raw for this week.
All right, so Monday Night Raw kicked off with Gunther in the promo talking about World Heavyweight Champion Damian Priest, and he threw insults at Damian Priest, and Green Bay said they was street trash, and he demanded Priest come to the ring and place the title in his hands, removing the burden of gold from his shoulders. And Damian made his way to the ring. Damian acted like he was going to talk, and then the brawl started. And they brawled all over the arena, all over backstage, even outside, and then they was pretty much told to go home. Going into this match, I see Damian going in as his babyface and Gunther going in as a heel. I think that's how this match is going to get worked.
Yeah, definitely. No, I liked how they kicked off Raw with that. The brawl, it definitely fit. It looked good. It definitely felt like a big fight feel to it. It gave it that big fight feel to it. So yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, it was like I said. I don't know. We'll get into that next week with who we think's gonna win that one. So I'll keep that until next week. But then we had a number one contenders match: Ilya Dragunov versus Braun Breaker. His number one contender for the Intercontinental Championship. And what a hell of a match. I mean, come on. These two dudes are tough.
Yes.
They had to, I don't know if you paid attention to it, but when Breaker speared Ilya, his head bounced off the little billboard on the side of the ring. They, knocked him completely out. Like, that wasn't no play long storyline type thing.
Right,
exactly. It really knocked him, and they had his referee stoppage. So Braun Breaker is now your number one contender to face Sami Zayn. And I read earlier, this is Sami Zayn's first SummerSlam match, like being on main card.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. No. Oh wow.
And just this is awesome chants from the crowd for Braun Breaker and Ilya. That's like those chants, people's like actually paying attention to.
Paying attention and appreciate. Yeah.
Yes. This younger generation coming up. I mean, there's a lot of good ones that's going to carry on.
Definitely.
And then we had Lyra Valkyria versus Sonya Deville. It was an alright match. I mean, I don't really pay attention to them, but Lyra, she's good though. She's like, I watched her through NXT. She's good. But of course, Sonya Deville. I guess they're giving Sonya Deville this little push since she came back and started a little group with Shayna and Zoe.
Right.
Do they even have a name yet? Or are they just...
I don't think that they have a name yet, no. But I like the Sonya Deville and Zoe and Shayna. I think that fits. I think they'd be a faction if Ronda Rousey was still in WWE.
Yeah, I think they're going to be like a top heel women's faction though. Kind of like Damage Control was, but oh yeah. The video popped up of Nikki Cross being Abby the Witch.
Yes.
At the end of that match. That's pretty cool that she's getting, back on that. She's in the Wyatt Six. The videos they've been putting on about the Wyatt Six is just crazy.
Yeah, the Wyatt Six. I love the Wyatt Six. I love also that we've seen as of late, we've not only seen the Wyatt Six but we've also got to see Bo as we've got to see Taylor as Bo. We've got to see him not as Uncle Howdy, but as himself.
Mm-hmm.
So I love that they're showing that as well.
Something we haven't seen in a long time.
Yes, exactly.
And then you got CM Punk that comes out and demanding Drew McIntyre to come out, but CM Punk is officially cleared for in-ring action. Drew McIntyre is reinstated. So Drew McIntyre came out and he stood at the top of the ramp, taunted Punk, and then watched as security and officials held the babyface back. Adam Pearce appeared to announce McIntyre's reinstated, and then revealed that at SummerSlam, the hated rivals will clash in one of the night's marquee matches with Seth freaking Rollins as special guest referee. That's given me Bret Hart versus Undertaker with Shawn Michaels as referee kind of vibes. That's like 1997 SummerSlam.
Yeah.
For those that watched back then. But yeah, I think it's going to be a really good match. Seth Rollins going to get involved some way, shape, and form, or get taken out. We know how special referees go.
Definitely.
But like I said, it's kind of hard to do these because it's going to be more next week doing predictions and stuff. So, and then Xavier Woods, Akira, and Otis versus the Final Testament. Dude, the Final Testament is awesome. I'm glad to see AOP back.
Yes.
They have no F's given.
Right. And you can't go wrong with Karrion Kross either. So,
no. I don't like how he grew his hair out, though.
Yeah. Me either.
It's not him. Like, I'm used to seeing the little,
Mm-hmm.
But whatever. To each their own.
Right.
Tozawa being allowed to wrestle as he went to wrestle on TV for years. Otis got the hot tag, and Green Bay was on their feet. Cross used Woods' emotions against him to take the advantage of the opening to deliver the final prayer and score the pinfall victory. Let's just say they wrecked them. It was a good 6-man tag team, but it's weird seeing Otis and Akira with Xavier Woods.
Right.
Like, that's weird.
It doesn't seem like something that you would like. Yeah, okay.
And then after the match, Chad Gable and the Creed brothers confront Alpha Academy. Is this where they? Yeah, this is where they came out and attacked them, right?
Yes.
I'm glad
Chad Gable and the Creed brothers, aka Team Angle 2.0.
Right, but I'm glad that we get a heel Chad and heel Creed brothers though. See what they can do with that little Team Angle 2.0.
Exactly.
Hopefully they take it to where like Team Angle was, you know what I mean?
Right, exactly. For sure.
But as Gable and Creed watched Uncle Howdy enter the ring and drill the Olympian with Sister Abigail before the show abruptly cut to commercial. Okay, seeing Uncle Howdy, Bo Dallas, whatever you want to call him, hit the Sister Abigail, and that moment looking like Bray Wyatt was just, it gave me chills, dude. Like,
yeah,
it's one of those things you see and you're like, damn, he looks just like his brother.
Exactly, he did.
That was crazy. The lighting and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know if you've seen a picture floating around, but somebody did a side by side, and you're just like, damn, I'm gonna have to find it and send it to you. Like,
yeah, for real.
Yeah, it gave me chills for sure. To see what his brother's carrying on for his legacy with the Wyatt Six and all of Bray's characters come to life. It's
amazing.
Yeah, chills.
It does, yeah. It's so cool to see. I love it.
I wonder if this is with Chad Gable and the Creeds. I wonder if this is leading to the Wyatt Six debut at SummerSlam versus Gable and the Creeds.
Like just a thrown together match. I'd love to see that.
Or like an all out brawl or something,
not even a match, just yeah. You got to think they're going to do something.
And before a scheduled match between Pete Dunne and Bronson Reed could get underway, Sheamus rocked the Bruiserweight and unloaded on the massive Australian. Hell-bent on proving he is not welcome Matt to be walked over. He cleared the ring. Both of them exclaimed on commentary that Sheamus is coming for Dunne. And then backstage, Rhea Ripley criticized the Judgment Day for attacking Jey Uso. Finn Balor, tired of him and his teammates being disrespected, revealed him and Adam Pearce for the tag team match, putting the Judgment Day against Uso and the Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn. So that match with the Usos or Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, and the Judgment Day, what'd you think?
I liked it. I thought it was a pretty good match. Pretty decent match.
And another thing with Jay still going towards Judgment Day, I see an Uso coming back. Like they wanted their match against each other at WrestleMania. They got it.
Yeah.
There's so many time tag team champions. They got it. Now, do we see them come back together and just destroy the Judgment Day and get another championship title reign?
I don't want to see that because I want to see more. I felt like they didn't give us enough at Mania between the two of them.
Sure.
But it's going to lead to them getting back together eventually. So if it has to happen, I guess, yeah.
And then that falls into not the yawn, excuse me. The Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan promo. Morgan claimed gorgeous men like Dominic go for girls who look like her. She was mistaken. Basically, it's daddy no more. Dom just called it off, and he's back with mommy. And
he literally cussed her out in Spanish, we assume.
And Rhea Ripley licked Dominic on the cheek, so
all is well that ends well.
Do we see Rhea capturing the Women's World Championship again? Or do we see Liv actually get a run with it?
I think Liv's going to get a run with it.
I hope she does. She deserves it.
We'll get into that match again more next week.
Yes, sir. Zelina Vega versus Zoe Stark. Zelina's come a long way, man. Like, proving herself week in, week out. Vega overcame an arm injury that Stark exploded through the match, proving her toughness and resilience before twice blasting her opponent with a brace she wore on her left limb and scoring a pinfall victory. That was good seeing her getting a win over Zoe Stark, too.
Definitely.
Like, she's been one of those superstars, wrestlers, whatever you want to call them now, that's always been like, not per se jobber, because nobody's a jobber, but one of those ones that's been like, here, throw here, go make them look good type of superstar.
Yeah.
What did you think?
I think, like you said, Zelina, she's improved so much. She's put in the work. She's a great worker. She's proven that she deserves to be where she's at. She's proven that she can take and do any role. So, yeah, I agree.
Do you think her husband will ever be back in WWE?
Keith Lee, or not Keith Lee,
Malachi?
Malachi Black. I think eventually, but I wouldn't say soon.
Not the switch from WWE to that, but you do know Buddy Matthews re-signed with AEW?
Yes.
Okay,
and we'll get to AEW a little bit in a minute.
Yeah, we talked about the Sami Zayn and Jey Uso versus Judgment Day. So it's Balor and Lord Farquaad.
Lord Farquaad.
And Sami Zayn and Uso picked up the win. So
they're a great pairing right there. Sami Zayn and Jey Uso, for sure.
Is it me or does like Uso's just top rope splash is just like, I know it's like a dive or whatever, but it's so cool. I guess it's the way he puts into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then after the show went off the air, Braun Breaker attacked Zayn from out of nowhere with a spear, delivering another message ahead of their match at SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be a hell of a match too, dude. Like, I'm excited for that match.
This could be maybe. This could be Braun's moment too. We talked about this could be LA Knight's moment. SummerSlam could be Braun's breakout moment.
Could be. I would love to see it.
Main roster.
You know, Braun Breaker had a hell of a run in NXT, man. Like,
yeah.
Overall, Monday Night Raw is pretty good.
Definitely. I'd say the same thing with SmackDown last week as well.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
I'm glad CM Punk's cleared so we can get this match with him and Drew finally going, because that's going to be a hell of a match as well.
Definitely. This whole story, even with Punk and Drew, even with Drew or even with Punk on the sidelines, I love where they've been able to still, even with him not being cleared, been able to incorporate him in different moments of Drew's path as of late.
Even when he screwed him out of the Money in the Bank and he wasn't cleared.
Right, exactly.
I think that shouldn't have happened that quick, but
screwed him at WrestleMania. I agree, but then I understand with the storyline. But it's
part of the storyline. The way the storyline's going, it makes more sense.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be involved with the storyline, not just as a fan, but like say you was in that position.
And Drew said he was gonna cash in that night, so it's not like we didn't know.
That's what you don't do.
Yeah.
Say you're gonna cash in.
Exactly. 100%. Real quick, we kind of touched on AEW a little bit. You mentioned Buddy Matthews resigning. There's two pieces of news as far as this past week's AEW that we want to talk about.
Yeah, there is.
MJF came out on Dynamite, and I'll let you talk about this.
So MJF came out on AEW Dynamite, and he is the AEW International Champion. Is that what they call that title?
Yes.
He mocked the fans of Ospreay. He mocked the fans for thinking Ospreay would beat him last week when he wasn't bragging about his easy win. MJF also took shots at Will's recent deceased grandmother and reminded AEW World Champion Swerve Strickland that belt is still in his sights. But first, Max threw the belt he won last week into the trash. It was the workhorse title, and working hard is for poors. In its place, MJF introduced the American Championship, and when he says America, he's not talking about Nashville. He's talking about the most magical place on earth, Long Island. Trash. Right. MJF wasn't done. He still had some streamers to launch and American flag with his face in place of the stars to drop. What is your thoughts on him switching the belt and throwing all this shade?
First of all, I loved the belt. The belt is beautiful. So I love that. I love the nod to WCW, and it was Medusa throwing the WWF at the time women's champion in the trash. I loved that. Love the nod to that. And on the same channel too, TBS or TNT, whichever was it, TBS? Yeah, TBS.
They're on TBS, yeah.
Yeah. And so essentially the same channel. So I loved that, the nod to that. So yeah, and then also I love that Will Ospreay, after he said what he said, and mind you that they set a match up, MJF versus Will Ospreay,
rematch
at AEW All In.
Yep, a rematch for the championship.
Yes, and Will Ospreay picked up the AEW International Championship out of the trash. I loved that. Loved it. This was good storytelling right here.
Yes, very, very good.
And then something else I want to talk about, the other piece of AEW I want to talk about was Darby Allin finally is getting his match at All In versus Jack Perry. And during Blood and Guts, so the way you win Blood and Guts, was it either by pinfall, submission,
or you have to like quit. You have to say you quit or throw in the towel. One of those.
Yeah.
And Darby was going and getting gasoline and pouring it all over Jack Perry. And he was going to light this dude on fire. He was going to light Jack Perry on fire. And I don't know if it was Matthew or Nicholas that said that, hey, no, don't light him on fire. Don't light him on fire. You got the match. And so now we got Darby Allin versus Jack Perry at All In as well.
Is it for the championship or is it just?
I believe it is for the championship, but don't hold me to that. I believe it is, though.
Nice.
And so 2 big matches came out of this past Wednesday night's AEW Dynamite Blood and Guts. That's our cover of AEW this week. As you know, we typically cover OVW. We will still kind of cover OVW this week, but however, as you know that, if you don't know, they're not currently having Rise tapings, Rise live shows on Thursday nights. With the renovations going on and with the air conditioning at OVW Davis Arena, they're playing reruns for Rise of past episodes, and so past pay-per-views, and so that's kind of why we're touching on more than just WWE, and we're kind of touching on AEW, but now we're also going to touch on something that's lighted a fire in me as far as TNA goes. Ever since I saw that TNA has, and this is huge for TNA, TNA has sold out. They had sold out last Saturday night's Slammiversary, the arena. It was like the biggest crowd since before Hogan left and all that. I believe that's what it said. Their biggest crowd in this era. And so TNA Slammiversary. This is covering a couple matches right here. We have the Knockouts World Tag Team Championship match. The Knockouts World Tag Team Champions Masha Slamovich and Alicia Edwards defeat Spitfire, Danny Luna, and Jody Threat to retain the Knockouts World Tag Team Championships. And dude, how cool is this? That Alicia Edwards is the only one out of the system out of the faction of the system that retained her title.
It's crazy,
That's
man.
So cool. She's the only one. So I love that. Then we have the TNA World Tag Team Championship match. We have the System, Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers, with Alicia Edwards defending against Ace Austin, against ABC, Ace Austin, and Chris Bay. And Chris Bay and Ace Austin, ABC are your new TNA World Tag Team Champions. I love this. I love it. They're former Impact Tag Team Champions, and now they can be called TNA World Tag Team Champions. What do you think about ABC becoming the new World Tag Team Champions?
I love it, man. Like, they work their asses off. Like, Chris Bay's beast, Ace Austin's beast, man. Like, they work so well together.
Definitely. And then, as if you don't know, if you've been sleeping under a rock, touching on NXT a little bit here, we have this thing now known as NXTNA. That's right, NXTNA, where NXT stars are going to TNA and TNA stars are coming over to NXT. And it's a big crossover thing.
I love that the Rascals are together.
Yes.
Dude. It's weird seeing them in NXT.
Mm-hmm.
But even Wesley went to Slammiversary for the Rascals reunion.
Exactly. And that's the next match we're going to talk about right here.
Oh, yeah.
the Rascals, Trey Miguel, Zachary Wentz, and NXT's Wes Lee defeat NXT tag team or NXT whatever you want to say faction, No Quarter Catch Crew, Charlie Dempsey, which is William Regal's son, Charlie Dempsey, Tavion Heights, and Miles Bourne. And the Rascals pick up the win here. So, like I said, what a cool time. What an amazing time it is to be a wrestling fan.
Yes.
Under Vince McMahon, would this be happening? No. This would not be happening at all.
But we are under Triple H and Shawn Michaels.
Yes.
Who would have thought them two?
Exactly. But I love it.
Yeah.
So very, very cool to see the Rascals all together in TNA and in NXT as well. Yes, very cool. And then we have PCO defeated defeated the Digital Media and International Heavyweight Wrestling Champion AJ Francis.
Thank God.
With Rich Swann, Smoke, Dizza, and Josh Bishop, and he is the new Digital Media and International Heavyweight Wrestling Champion. So shout out to PCO right there, the monster PCO.
PCO is pretty cool. He's good in the ring.
He is.
For his age, still doing this,
right? Yeah, dude. He at a TNA show here in Louisville, went through the ring, and like a hardcore match main event on a Impact taping. I was like, whoa, seriously?
Dang,
man, yeah. He puts on amazing shows. He's great in the ring for sure. And we have the Knockouts World Champion Jordan Grace defending the title against Ashbat Elegance. And I believe this is Ashbat Elegance's first match in TNA with her personal concierge. I don't know how we say that. But Jordan Grace retains the Knockouts World Championship.
She's a beast.
Jordan Grace, yeah. She's definitely a beast as well.
She went.
Who can stop Jordan Grace?
Right.
Like, who can stop Jordan Grace? I think eventually Ash will be the champion.
Mm.
But who's going to be the one to stop Jordan?
Guess we'll have to find out.
I mean, and we will. We will. Then we have Mike Bailey defeated and is the new X Division champion. He defeated X Division champion Mustafa Ali with Kampan Singh and Secret Service, and he is the new X Division champion. It's great to see Mike Bailey as the new X Division champion. But I loved Mustafa Ali as champion.
Mm-hmm.
This run as him with like the Secret Service type thing. I love this gimmick with Mustafa Ali. When you talk about top X Division champions, you have to include Mustafa Ali for sure. What are your thoughts on Mustafa Ali?
He got wasted in WWE. Like they wasted him. Same with Dolph Ziggler. Nick Nemeth.
Yeah.
After 10, 15 years dedicated, boom, you're gone, bud.
Right. It's crazy.
Now look at him.
Yeah. Speaking of, so Nick Nemeth defeats Moose, Steve Macklin, Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry. Say his name and he appears. Then we have Josh Alexander and Frankie Kazarian. And Josh Alexander had a change of heart and turned heel in this match. But your new TNA World Champion is Nick Nemeth. And oh, how I love that. So awesome to see where Nick Nemeth has come. And he deserves it. He really does deserve it. He's put in the work all his years.
I am very, very excited to see his title reign.
Oh yeah, his run I feel like is going to be a really good one too. I don't think it's going to be one of those one-off and done-offs. No, it's going to be a very exciting run to see. TNA as a whole they're climbing the ladder back up. I'm telling you, don't sleep on TNA. If you're out there and you're sleeping on TNA, you think TNA, oh, they're old news or they're dead. No, TNA is not dead. And I will say, if it was not for Scott D'Amore getting TNA to where they are today, getting them back the TNA name, then TNA would not be where they're at now.
I can't believe they let Scott D'Amore go, man.
Yeah. But this is all thanks to Scott D'Amore. Where they're at, I believe you give – it's a team effort, yes, but you give credit to Scott D'Amore.
You imagine if they threw Scott D'Amore on creative team in NXT?
Oh, my God. Yeah.
I just sit and think about that, dude. Like, what if? I said what if before, and a lot of stuff's happening. So,
right.
Like, just imagine Scott D'Amore on the creative team in NXT. Hell, even the main roster.
Exactly.
But.
Exactly. Well, wow, what an amazing week of wrestling this was. And I'm sure next week will be no different. Again, next week will be our not Slammiversary, but our SummerSlam predictions episode. And so, yeah, I'll be looking out for that next week. Come back and join us. Like I said, you never know who we might bring in for this episode. Hint. So you're just going to have to wait and see who from another podcast we might bring in or what might happen next week.
Oh, and if you guys haven't, check out our episode when we debuted on the Nice Guy Andy podcast.
Yes.
We went out there with them guys. Really cool dudes right there, man. Like, it was a fun time going out to Lexington to be with those guys. And
definitely. For sure. It really was. Shout out to Nice Guy Andy podcast for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I think it's that time to go ahead and plug some upcoming shows.
Alrighty. I'll put the first one up here, and you can talk about it. And I'll kind of let you run down on these, and if I want to input anything, I'll go ahead and input. But
yeah,
without further ado, let's throw up the first one.
All right, we got the OVW National, sponsored by Danos, the OVW National Tour. Just kind of run down these dates. We have July 19th. Actually, that's already passed, so we'll skip that one. We have August 10th in Chesapeake, PA, Mountain View Amphitheater. We have August 16th, Cincinnati, Ohio, at the Riverfront Live. We have August 17th, Warren, Ohio, Packard Music Hall. August 18th, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, at the Turner Hall Ballroom. August 31st is the big one, the OVW Fight Night, Pikeville, Kentucky. That is and you'll see another graphic for this show. That's
going to be a hell of a show right there.
It's going to be, it is going to be definitely a hell of a show for sure.
For sure. Like, y'all just wait until the next graphic for that one.
Yeah. So August, Pikeville, Kentucky, August 31st. And that's going to be at the Appalachian Wireless Arena. And then September 7th in Logansport, Indiana. And Bonus Pints.
Yep.
Bonus Pints. And so, again, go check out OVW on the national tour sponsored by Danos. Yum, get you some.
All right, let's get on to the next one.
Okay, here we go. We just talked about OVW Fight Night. So Ohio Valley Wrestling presents Fight Night. Again, that is in Pikeville, Kentucky, in Saturday, August 31st at the Appalachian Wireless Arena. That's 126 Main Street, Pikeville, Kentucky, 41501. You can get your tickets now. That's right. You can get your tickets now at Ticketmaster, I believe.
OVWTix.com.
Yeah, and on Ticketmaster. It'll lead you to Ticketmaster, so I'll tell you that much. But yeah, you can go to OVWTix.com and get your tickets there. And like I said, it'll lead you to Ticketmaster. And so, yeah, you do not want to miss this match. Or not this match, but you do not want to miss this show. As you can see on the flyer here, they're bringing in WWE Hall of Famer Kevin Nash. Also, OVW original Victoria. Another OVW original, or OVW alumni, rather. The Boogeyman, as well as all of your favorite OVW stars. Guys, fans, girls, fans, children of all ages, you do not want to miss OVW Fight Night in Pikeville, Kentucky. Let's get this arena sold out.
Let's do it. OVW deserves every bit of them seats filled and sold out. Like OVW is on the rise. No pun intended.
Exactly. If OVW can fill, back in the day, can fill and sell out not Broadbent Arena, but Louisville Gardens, Pikeville can sell out as well.
Yes. All right, and this event right here is happening. Is it this weekend? This Sunday?
This Sunday
is this event right here. So you guys go and check out Grindhouse in Jeffersonville. Check out this show. It's one of their biggest shows. We was there, not at this exact show, but at this exact location last month. But without further ado, here you go. That? Boom, I do.
All right. And this is like I said, this is Summer Sweatfest. Grindhouse Pro Wrestling presents Summer Sweatfest. You can see all of your favorite Grindhouse Pro Wrestling stars. You can see Berto and Hippo. You can see Ethan Heyer. You can see Mr. Larger Than Life, Ethan Heyer. You can see all of your favorite Grindhouse Pro Wrestling stars. The lovely Miss Larkin. You can see Ali Albright. So just for your information, you can get your tickets at www.simpletix.com /Grindhouse Pro Wrestling. You can find this all on Facebook as well. And then it's sponsored by Clark & Riggs, LRS 102.com, Prestige Entertainment, and Ring Generals. And then that is this Sunday, July 28th at 3 p.m. It's at the Arena, 1416 Spring Street in Jeffersonville, Indiana.
It'll be a great show. Be sure to check it out if you're local.
And the next show we have. All right, this is Saturday, August 10th. This is Supreme Pro Wrestling in Madison, Indiana, but this is going to be at 273 South Main Street, Cross Street in Hanover, Indiana, 47243, Southwestern Elementary School. It's a suicide prevention fundraising event. All tickets $12 at the door at 6:30 p.m. You can get more info at Supreme Wrestling Events. Again, as you see, former WWE superstar Zach Gowen is going to be there, and all of your favorite Supreme Wrestling stars are going to be there, like Haley Shadows, alumni of the Final Count here. You have Eric Draven, superstar Steven Storm, Andy Shades, Tanner Saturn, and then I also see Charlie Cruel. And so, go and check out SAD Stay Another Day, a suicide prevention fundraising event. Great cause, great wrestling action. Go and check out Supreme Wrestling.
I'm so glad they're doing something.
School, Saturday, August 10th.
So glad they're doing something for suicide prevention, man. Not a lot of people do that, and that's. But as you guys know, all these events, cards are subject to change.
For sure.
But that's all them shows you guys want to go check out. OVW, Supreme Wrestling, Grindhouse. Like, support.
Yeah, support indie wrestling in your area. Maybe we didn't mention a show that's in your area. Support indie wrestling in your area. These are shows that we're aware of, that we like to promote, that we know about. And there'll be more in the future that we're gonna, like I said, we're promoting shows each week. Next week we'll have more shows. Might even be the same shows, but we'll keep plugging away at these shows to get people to go to these shows to help these shows out and promote these shows.
Even
there
on
might
our
even be
social
shows
media.
in other states that we promote. So
even on social media, check out our Facebook because where a lot of it gets promoted and
definitely.
where a lot of stuff goes down. Check out the YouTube. I mean, you see it right here going at the ticker at the bottom. Just follow us on everything.
Exactly.
But I think it's time to pay some bills.
I think it is time to pay some bills too.
All right, without further ado, let me get the first one here.
Let's get some music going here.
When you guys go to collarandelbowbrand.com, use our promo code FinalCountKY to save 10% at checkout. Get you a t-shirt, get you all kinds of good merch. It's collarandelbowbrand.com. Use FinalCountKY to save 10% at checkout.
And shop at www.shop.com using our personal link in the description of the episode below.
And you can head over to jcountyapp.com to get your first official Final Count hoodie for $45, your t-shirts for $25, or you can head over to our website, which Ryan will put in the description below, with koozies, t-shirts, stickers, decals, same thing basically. More stuff to come. It's all made in-house, so you have to be patient with this before shipping and stuff, but be sure to check these guys out at J County APP. Check us out, man. All the support, the better.
Don't forget to check out the audio version of the podcast. You can catch it on Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Breaker, Overcast, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, and on iTunes. You can find us on any of those podcast platforms, and be sure to follow us on all of our social media and watch us on YouTube as well.
And last but not least, head over to w.gg to use promo code FinalCountKY to save 10% at checkout. It is your taste buds' favorite energy drink. That's right. w.gg, use promo code FinalCountKY to save yourself 10%.
Yes. Well, what another exciting episode of the Final Count. What you think?
Man, it's always a great episode. It's us. Come on now.
Exactly. It's us. So, I mean, we're always entertaining. At least we try to be.
But like I said, guys, follow us on Instagram, X, TikTok, Facebook. It's all the Final Count KY. Ryan's been hard at work editing, putting out shorts on YouTube, putting out shorts on TikTok, putting out full episodes on YouTube. And check out the episode with last week with Ed Pear and Certified Luke Curtis. Check out the episode with the Get Bundles. Check out the episode with Josh Ashcraft. Those are all live episodes that you guys can tune in every so often on Fridays. Who knows? You might get pulled in. Sorry to hit the mic. You guys might get pulled in, depending on how much you interact in the stream, in the chat. You might get pulled in to come in with us and talk and chat, and maybe you get to ask a wrestler or promoter or owner or whoever's on with us questions or whatever. It's free to get on, but just take into consideration, just have respect. Don't just get on here acting like a fool, because we won't tolerate it. You will be booted off.
Yeah, exactly.
You got anything else to add to that?
Well, I just want to thank everyone for your support. Thank you for whether you're liking, sharing the videos, sharing anything on our social media, liking posts, all of that good stuff. Any and all support that you give us is greatly appreciated. We can't stress it enough. We definitely thank you for your support. We grow because of you, and we do this for you and because we love wrestling, and we hope that with us sharing our love of wrestling and us talking about wrestling, that if we can bring you enjoyment in your day and bring you hope in your day and give you an escape from regular everyday life, just by this 1.5 hour episode of the podcast, whether it be a spotlight or just a regular podcast episode,
we hope that we can bring you some joy in your life, give you that escape from reality. And I guess right now, as I say every week, we will see you down the road.
Later, guys.